But growing up, I was very frustrated. I did not get help for what I needed from conventional allopathic medicine. So my first, I guess I'm going to call it the first milestone in my great awakening here, my great health awakening, came at the age of 19 when I went to see a gynecologist because menstrual cycles had gotten very irregular. I started very young. I was like 11, almost 12, I think, at the time. Everything was fine until I was about 16. And then my periods just got very, very irregular. And so by the time I was 19, my mom was like, that's it. You have to go to a doctor. We have to find out what's going on. So of course I didn't want to go to her doctor, who was a man. So my dad recommended a colleague of his who was on staff at his same hospital. And she was a very lovely woman. I'm not going to use her name. I don't use her name in the book. I think I referred to her as Dr. K. It's a totally different letter, all that kind of thing, because my issue is not with her in particular, although I will say that I do wish more doctors on this system would show like genuine curiosity and take the initiative to expand beyond what they were taught in medical school to try to help their patients. So at the age of 19, I go to see this doctor, and I'm thinking, I walk in there, I'm going to get an answer. I'm going to find out what's going on. She's going to tell me what to do to fix it, or give me something that's actually going to address the root cause. And then, it's going to take care of the problem and everything's going to be great. That's not what happened, though. So we went through the whole exam. I mean, first we sat down and talked to her. My mom was there, and then I went through the exam with the doctor. And then afterwards, she handed me a prescription for Provera, which is a synthetic version of the hormone progesterone, which is a wonderful hormone. It does a lot of great things in its natural form, or a bioidentical form. What she gave me was not bioidentical. It was made in a lab, fully made in a lab, and was basically a synthetic hormone. And even at age 19, I did not like the word synthetic, and I didn't think that any of that belonged in my body, or anybody's body for that matter, right? Why would I want to put something synthetic in my body? And she said her answer was, it's just what we do, right? So speaking for the medical profession back then, it's just what we do. I was not happy with that answer. I don't know about any of you out there if you've been getting answers like that from your doctor, but I didn't like that answer at all. And when I asked her about Provera, like, what's this going to do for me? She explained that it was going to create a false scenario. Those are her exact words, a false scenario in your body, and that's a direct quote too, trick your body into thinking it's having a period. And I looked at her and I said, well, what is the point of that? And once again, it's just what we do. That's what she said. And then she said to me, you're not the only one, though. I have a lot of patients coming here with the same problem. And I guess that was supposed to make me feel better. But all that told me was there were many other young women like me who were frustrated and receiving this Band-Aid. So I think that I probably filled the first prescription and took it, but I was never happy with that answer. I was never comfortable taking something synthetic. So I just said, forget it. I think I took the first round and I was done. I didn't like what that was going to do to me. So fast forward many, many years, I kept going from gynecologist to gynecologist, getting the same answer. This time it was like, go on synthetic birth control. Not realizing at the time that it wasn't the doctor, it was the system. Because I was, of course, going to doctors who were on my insurance plan. Let's just think about that for one moment, too. I do not understand how we've normalized selecting your doctor just because they're on your insurance plan, why we've normalized putting middlemen in between a patient and their doctor, and why it's just accepted. So, because I think it's a pretty dumb way to choose a doctor, quite frankly. I mean, you wouldn't choose a mechanic for your car just randomly. You ask for referrals, you ask people if they know someone, and you go to the person who has a great reputation. Maybe they have great prices, or maybe they're a little bit pricey, but they get the job done, but you want to go to the best person. How do you know, right? Just because somebody's on your insurance plan, doesn't mean that they're the best person. But the mistake I made all those years ago was staying on that system and not thinking, oh, you know what? I could maybe pay for somebody who's educated outside of the system, who has taken the time to expand their knowledge base, who can really help me. But it just didn't occur to me at that time.